The training field was alive with shouts, boots stomping against the hard earth, and the sharp crack of commands being barked. In the center of it all stood her, bruised, dirt on her uniform, her hair sticking to the sweat on her forehead. Moments earlier, they had thrown her down like garbage, laughing as if she didn't belong, as if her presence was nothing but an insult to their ranks. The sergeant loomed above her, sneering, convinced this so-called recruit would never rise again. But in the silence that followed, something shifted. Her hands tightened into fists. Her eyes burned with a resolve no one had expected. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening. The crowd of Marines leaned closer, their mocking laughter softening into curiosity. They had underestimated her once already, and some of them weren't so sure they'd get away with it again. Dust floated lazily in the golden shaft of sunlight cutting across the training pit. The air was heavy, charged, as if the ground itself was waiting to see what she would do. Inside, she battled more than the sergeant's strength. She wrestled with years of voices telling her she wasn't enough. She remembered the whispers, the dismissive smirks, the way people looked at her when she said she wanted to serve. Her chest rose and fell, but it wasn't fear that filled her lungs now. It was fire. The sergeant lunged, his grip wrapped around her wrist like iron. The others muttered, betting on how fast she'd give up. But instead of resisting head-on, she moved with him, twisting her body in a blur of precision and training. Gasps erupted as she slipped free, fluid as water, then pivoted. Her arm locked, her weight shifted, and in a single breath, she flipped the sergeant onto the dirt. For a moment, no one spoke. Dust billowed around the fallen man as he lay stunned, staring up at the sky. The silence was louder than the jeers had been. Then, slowly, the murmurs began. "Did you see that?" "No way." Even those who had mocked her earlier now leaned forward, their disbelief painted clearly across their faces. Her heart pounded in her chest, but her mind was clear. She hadn't done it for glory, not for applause. She had done it because she had to prove, to herself more than anyone else, that she was worthy of the uniform on her shoulders. Still, as she stood tall, brushing dirt from her fatigues, she could feel their eyes on her, not mocking now, but calculating, reassessing. The sergeant climbed back to his feet, dust streaking across his face. His pride was wounded, but there was something else there too. Respect, however reluctant. He gave a short nod, almost imperceptible, but enough to say, "You earned this moment." The others caught it too. The laughter had died, replaced by a quiet recognition that this recruit was no joke, no burden, no outsider. The truth hung heavy in the air. Was it right that she had been mocked in the first place? Was it fair that she had to fight twice as hard just to be seen as equal? The questions lingered in every mind watching, and perhaps that was the real victory, forcing them to reflect. And then, as if to break the tension, one Marine clapped. Another joined. Soon the pit echoed with applause, genuine and unrestrained. It wasn't just for the flip, for the hold she had broken. It was for the courage she carried into that pit when everyone else had bet against her. Because respect is never given freely. It's earned in the moments when no one believes in you. And in that dusty training yard, she had claimed it. Because strength isn't just about power. It's about resilience, about rising after being thrown down. It's about breaking the hold that life or people try to trap you in. Because respect isn't owed, it's forged. And once it's earned, it changes everything. So remember this, Never laugh at the ones who rise after being thrown down, because the very strength you mock may one day outshine your own. If this story moved you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what lesson you take from this moment, because stories like this remind us all of something timeless. Even when thrown down like garbage, true strength rises, and it cannot be denied.